Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video of Tokyo Ghoul Rebirth. Now, in today's episode, I should probably start on the main screen. Yeah, in today's episode, what I wanted to do is cover a little bit more on the game. I want to talk about this, just, you know, the general state of things, and also kind of what the anniversary was, and what the current war is all about. So let's go ahead and get to it from the bottom and move our way upwards. So first and foremost, we have a new update of 2.2.2. New conflict tutorial has been added. It doesn't actually do much aside from telling you can build teams. So it's not too great, but it's here. Conflict mode is still in beta, but it's still around. It got upgraded. Kagune types of SSR, Kishorima, Granter of Will, Ukaku was changed to Kokaku and Ukaku. Makes a lot of sense here in general. Granted, Narukami is still an Ukaku. It works out. Some upgrades have been made to the UI and effects. Good stuff. It actually added the new icons inside Conflict to different Kanekis and stuff. Where on the bottom right, it'll now have the icon for like Rinkaku, Ukaku, question marks, all the general stuff, which is super nice. And minor bug fixes and upgrades. I actually want to go ahead and show that real quick with the new like icons and stuff. Because I think that it's a good way of showing it, but in general, the thing that we were struggling with wasn't the main typings of the main characters. The thing we were struggling with is trying to figure out what characters do what to who. Like this Saiko, there's no indication that she gives a buff to Rinkaku's unless you go into her full tree. There is now icons on the actual abilities that have that, which is nice, but it is still the extra step, which generally I would approve if they just had it where the icon was on the dispatch unit themselves. Good stuff though, really appreciated. Good stuff in general. Conflict is still Conflict. I actually might want to try it today because it did say slight upgrades. So I wonder if they improve the actual state of things and if you can actually like control anything now. Either way, that is good to go. We also had the Tsukiyama Family Kaku Gem Charity Event Prize. Now both on Global and JP. I won nothing. But apparently someone won 993, or 7 people won 993 Haka in general on either version of the game. Also, there was 500 for 20 people, 100 for 50 people, and 50 for 170 people. So if you end up winning, go to the thing inside the game and it'll say, in this Kaku Gem event thing, it'll say, big winner, congratulations, you did it. But that is definitely not me. And I didn't see anyone post about them winning over on Twitter either, so there's a lot of people playing in general. However, we also have the new Han B War Reward here. They added the conflict abilities to have little icons here as well. So you can see like, ooh, Ukaku only, neato. It's gonna help a lot with trying to get JP teams done, honestly. He's not great as an SSR dispatch. -5 minutes, +3% success rate, +10% info rate, and 1.5 times territory points with a 10% or 10 minutes time cut as his main unique ability. Not too great. It's just generally SSR you can get freely, so why not? But you know, he exists. Additionally, we have the new Quink Squad with the Shirazu. Now, I'm really not a fan of how they're doing this. Every single re-unit supposedly, so this Shirazu and the now released Chie Hori over on JP, are both sheerly dispatch and are grindable raids. Now he's helpful, he has a pretty decent kit all in all for what he actually has. Here I am, Ginshi Shirazu, I like that name. He has a 20% info rate, he has a +5% drop rate, 15% cut quick, -5 minutes, -5 minutes. Those last two aren't too great, but the thing that's important is the 100%, which you can get because he is a grindable unit. And in general, toward using him inside Conflict, he only has defense increases. So even if you get his quest, you only need 1 copy of him maxed out. Like typically if it was a dispatch and stuff like that, if he had a good kit and if he was worth grinding, I would grab a bunch of copies of him. I got 1 copy over on JP and dropped it because he's not really that great. And also, if every single one of the new characters that are raids are only dispatches, I'm so fucking sad, man. Like, I would love to get this as a playable in general, or have like any kind of meaningful content. This right here is grinding a quest for a JPEG that has a certain set of bad skills, which I am personally not a huge fan of. He's a cool unit, and I love his Star Trek, but you know, I'm very cynical, I think, recently when it comes to Reinvoke. A lot of the stuff they've been adding is like, oh wow, that's a new JPEG I can now spend money for. Neat. Or just whatever. It's a whole thing. We also have the Just Like a Crass Reunion Juzo Suzuya, Return of the Enji, and the rerun of the Rize Kamishiro. Meaning that Global is also in the state of going back to stage 1 on the raids. So it's just going to be the same things over and over now in every single war going forward and during off-season. Whoa. So exciting. We also have it, so over on JP, funnily enough, they ended the common front because we reached 10 million defeats. However, over here on Global, we didn't quite get there. In the last day, we've gotten maybe like 90,000 kills in total from everyone. I'm not going to grind this further, but I guess they're trying to push it where, like, you know what? We'll hold back the rewards. We won't drop them just yet. Hey guys, you should get 10 million points so you can get the extra 10 Kaku gems. You know, even though you know you want it. Hey. So I get it. They want people to try and max this out for everyone to get the rewards. The 3 SSR tickets are the kind of the biggest important thing, but the rewards over on JP have already been given out in general, and they're good. So hey, if you haven't grinded your common front just yet over on Global, I guess you can now. Whoa. We also have the new Saiko Eradication quest. We're not going to touch on that until after we touch the festival. So we'll do this. Also, surprise, there's a featured summon for the Red Toka. She's a very caring sister. Don't pull for her. She's alright because she has like a paralysis synergy in general. But typically you'll get her off of tickets at some point anyway. Like generally she's a... Wait, oh. Increase allied squad's move speed rate by +3 for 14 seconds. I like that. That's a neat ability, actually. But yeah, she's not too great in general, unfortunately. So don't pull for featured summons. You know how it goes. Fun fact, we actually have a data mine for Global. Did you know that we have a featured summon coming up for Light Tsukiyama? What a hero. God damn it. And we also have the new Saiko Yonebayashi, of which was the one of the, I guess, 3 now, SSRs that we're missing over here on Global. We were missing Saiko, we were missing Kakuja Eto, and we were missing now the Mutsuki over on Global. So this is super exciting. And they did end up adding... Here, let's go look at the fillers, actually. I can talk about this a little bit. So the 9 weeks of fucking has now come to a close, and this banner has every single filler that came out during that entire set of weeks, including Takizawa, including Urie, including Shirazu, the Hairu, the Hinami, everybody. Even the Tsukiyama that was released in the latest banner, in the last one. He is also out. So in general, this is the first banner that's kind of the big main one. There are a lot of fillers, so your chances of getting a certain character are remarkably lower. However, the chances of just getting randomly any one of these great units is here. And this is kind of the time to roll on a FES banner if you re-rolled for the anniversary banner when it came up before. However, this is Saiko Yonebayashi. She's a real hero. She possesses powerful skills which allow her to boost her abilities when entering an awakening state, and to inflict paralysis and deal great damage to front row once awakening status. Stack up both effects to unleash Saiko's true potential. Her abilities to nullify enemies' evasion and block, and her attack boost against paralyzed enemies, along with her crit rate up, is also impressive. That is a very big run-on sentence. But you know what? You go, Rebirthers. We have Erupting Potential. That's a rad name. Saiko Yonebayashi with 11,822 HP, 643 attack, 386 defense, 11 AP, and 8 durability with ink ability of 1.75 times break burst. You probably won't be duping her at all because you probably have either a Rima or any kind of other buffer, which is perfectly fine already. Typically, she's not a very breaky unit, so typically you won't even want the break bonus in general. We have the S guard nullifier, the S evade nullifier, the 30% crit rate, and the 1.6 times killer to all paralyzed enemies. All in all, the first two abilities are kind of duds in general. They're helpful, they can be useful in certain situations, but typically on most quests you won't run into an issue where you run into guard or evade. So meh on that. However, in general, she is a pretty good unit and she has pretty solid foundation to her. I do feel as if she had an extra little bit of attack, it might be nice, or defense. Her biggest weakness definitely is the defense side of things. However, she also has a ability at 100% of I've got your back. 2 times your attack, 1.75 times your defense, increase your block rate by 40% for 3 turns, only to herself. So she has a self buff of which helps her out when she's unawakened. You won't typically be using that all that often. I don't see a lot of situations where you want to buff only yourself and try and improve what you're doing versus your entire squad. You kind of want to make a team around that. However, she also has her awakening. Activates awakening status, 3 times your attack and 2 times the skill gauge fill rate for 2 turns. Now it is only a 2-turn awakening, so you'll have to do it again twice inside a raid properly. We also have Uwa. Inflict paralysis on the front row enemies and deals attack times 10 times. To the front row enemies, reduces durability by 8. Wait, really? I thought she did no durability damage. I'm dumb. That break bonus might be pretty alright if you need it, because it's an entire front row thing. Not a huge deal though, and in general she is... So in my time playing with her unit over on JP, I found that she wasn't that great of a unit unless she was paired with Kanai. Now they are both green units, so it is pretty easy to get them alongside each other and just keep on popping off skills over and over. But in general, the Saiko, she charges very slow, and because she has to awaken twice inside a full raid, the process is super helpful. It's really hard to get her to do well, I find. In general, she just takes such a heavy investment to get her to the tier where she's able to do her awakening skill. Once she gets there, she's great. And when she's able to pop them off consistently, it's fantastic. It's the build-up that really struggles, and there are units that straight up just do better than she does. I would arguably say that Arima Narukami is still a better paralysis unit in general. She works for the synergy, but she's not really a dire importance for it, and running 2 awakening units isn't very typical. So I would say... Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no. Cool, we're good. Keep on going. Momentum. I would say that she is good in general, and if you end up rolling an account with the Arima and the Kaneki for the anniversaries, this is the banner you want to roll on to be able to continue your account and see what you want to get next. Typically, there's just a lot of fillers, and it fills out your kind of main team in general. Granted, you don't need more than just Arima and Kaneki, honestly. Just them two is fine for anything. But you know, collection in general, this would be the banner to roll on and kind of have a good time with. She goes, she bangs, something, something, something. I was listening to that song a lot last night. It's a good song. We also have the Golden Week campaign, of which is 15 straight days of 1 Kaku gem. Woo. And we get free summons 10 times, once every day. Really? It's a full 10 pull? Interesting. It is going to be only premium units in general, so it's not going to be like the most stressful great thing in the world. But I will take that. There's also an on sale thing. See, there was a data mine of an Eto, which might be a character pack in the future for the gems. So I might not try and grab anything here. I didn't grab the Arima because I didn't find it to be too worth it. Like, this is going to be around supposedly until the end of this year. So this Arima will just be available at any time. I'm going to save this for a rainy day if I need to get a certain amount of gems very quickly. I also just don't care that much. The game, the developers aren't putting the work into the game that I personally feel is worth investing in right now. Like, I tried to think through things. The game is in a very stale state where it's a lot of repetition of the exact same thing and just like, oh, dispatch, oh, raid, strike, upgrade, and keep on going. And that's like the circle that they had for themselves. And even grinding wars at this point has become a chore. And naturally it was before, but at least I had fun with it. I don't even want to log in and get it done, which is just the saddest thing in the world. I'm hoping for new game modes and stuff. I'm just kind of holding out hope in general. But it's definitely grating on me quite a bit. And even now, like, I guess we can go into here. Let me see if I can max out this Kaneki, because I wanted to use him in general. I don't have any books here. Here, can I buy books? Like, I don't care about grinding right now. I just want to play a level. Here, let's buy 46 books with my points. It's okay. I don't need stimulants. I pulled the Kaneki off of one of the most recent steps over here on Global. So both on Global and JP, I have both Arima and Kaneki, which is nice. So I'm pretty much good to pull on whoever I want to in the future. So what we're going to do, I can't even click on that clown properly. We're going to hop into this raid here against this clown and just kind of do a bunch of damage and see how things go. That's a fine team. I wouldn't mind. I don't really have a good blue. Here, let's put Shirazu in the front right. We'll have triple awakening units, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's this game. There hasn't been any key releases in terms of game modes since January, aside from Conflict, which is a game mode which isn't actually... It's not the main style of gameplay, so I'm not really a huge fan of it. It's unsavory, for me at least. I have a lot less satisfaction with things as time goes on. So hoping for the best, you know. And I'm just going to try to get the charge over here on Arima. And I guess I want to get Kaneki's buffed as well. He isn't actually improved at all. Maybe I should use Arima like this. Because Unawakened gives him the buff, which should be nice. My entire team does need it. I'm going to awaken the Kaneki. Because, like, it's not going to do great, but I just kind of want to see a team of all three of them awakened. And I don't really do a lot of damage anyway, so it's all right. Pop this off. That's who I am. I did it. Wow. Go all the way in with my Heisei. Swap in my Arima again. Swipe downwards. And I do believe that we are good to go for this first turn. Yeah. But it's... I think that the key thing is the S-rank quests were a form of having to give actual thought to playing this game and having to actually do things and interact with the characters in some sort of strategic way. And because that has just been ever unpresent since then, it gave a hope, to me at least, that we were going to have any kinds of upgrades in the future to the game modes and stuff like that, and just kind of fell flat. So the game's in a state where they can release new content and they can release things that are interesting, but what I think it is they've been working on Call to Exist too much and trying to get that done, and their team is just split between these two different projects in a way that doesn't allow them to have the breathing room in either version. Like inside this game, they're not releasing the content in terms of levels because they're working on Call to Exist. Because they're working on Reinvoke as well, though, Call to Exist has taken a hit in general in its development cycle. Because, like, last update we've gotten for Call to Exist, which is the game that uses these models as like a PS4 game. The last tweet from the Twitter account was on December, 28th, 2018, which is 4.5 months ago, which is absolutely ridiculous. So my assumption, at least, in terms of my, like, I'm gonna sleuth and try and learn things, what I assume to be the case is this game is taking a hit so hard because they can't balance the two of them, and it's ending up killing both this game and its content and its enjoyability. And Call to Exist, I imagine when it releases, it's taken so long it's not going to have a lot of hype behind it as well. It's try to juggle two cats and you lose both of them, and just you lose your cats all over the ground and they pour all over. Bad time. Bad time. It's sad, really. I love this game. It's a genuinely, like, it was my favorite game for a long while. And it's definitely, it's been taken over by Bleach Mobile 3D, at least at this point. There's always potential, but you know, It really depends on how they pick things up in the future. We're into season 2 now. Like, we have the Mutsuki that got dropped over on JP now. So there's hype around the units that are coming out. The issue is just the units can't do anything. And beyond this Arima and Kaneki, there's no reason to pull for a single unit that has better skills because there's nothing to use the better skills on. I mean, man repeats the same point every single season of every single re-invoke video, but it just keeps on repeating and they don't do nothing to try and improve things. So this might be one of those seasons where I just kind of mostly drop back and just kind of dispatch on my phone for the entirety of it. I don't see myself grinding this war at all. I don't see myself putting any kind of effort into it because fuck it. There's no meaning to it right now. And I guess I'll just see how the next season goes when off-season starts up again. It is going to be a 2-week war. So, I mean, it's possible next Tuesday we might get something new in general. But I have no confidence in it. And if it's going to be another 2-week war of nothing, I'm good. And I have no pressure as to have to create content for it or anything. I'm also kind of sick of YouTube stuff in general. Like, I love the community that's been made around YouTube in general. My main issue is I'm so just sick of YouTube's bullshit. YouTube as a platform and YouTube as a whole slowly just eats away at his creators like a fucking... It's like Cheap Trick from JoJo. It sits on your back and whispers in your ear, upload videos, upload videos. But if someone tries to watch your video, it'll just fucking kill them. It'll just murder them and kill their entire family and be like, you used YouTube. It's unfortunate. And recently I've been watching a lot of the creators that I respect, a lot of the creators that I look up to, and their channels just getting pulled down from demonetization just straight up completely. And that's their entire livelihood. And beyond that moment, if you lose that income, that affects your entire way of living, as it would affect mine, unsurprisingly. So the fact that YouTube is this unreliable makes me so anxious about making it my main platform, so I'm definitely going to try to cut down on things over here. It'll probably be in more discussion as of tomorrow when I do the update video and stuff for Wednesdays. But like, I'm probably just going to keep YouTube to update stuff, and a lot of my content is going to end up moving over to Twitch because the platform is so garbage and is so stressful and just so awful. Like, there's no better word for YouTube than awful, and I hate that. I hate the fact that this thing that I've almost just been a part of through its entire existence, I can't find a better word than awful for it. Also, I'm just going to get the break here with Arima with the rest of his AP. That's going to be good stuff. We actually need to get to 50 million, so with this team I could actually pretty easily get that upgrade done and the free 10 Haka off of the season. I'll take it. But yeah, I mean, Rebirth it's generally a good game. It has a great foundation to it, but God, is it repetitive. And the same thing over and over. While I did it for a while, I honestly, before 2x speed was out, and before they, what do you call it? Before they like released generally better quests and I understood the game, I don't know how I managed to grind up to 100 million. Like there was, I think it was the Dispatch Mutsuki war with the dress and everything, where I went up to 100 million without any like knowledge. I didn't know that you had to grind certain quests that you were losing to get more points. I didn't know that, like, just a bunch of the stuff about the game I didn't know. So the fact that I was able to get up to that point at that point shows how much I love this game. I was willing to put so much effort into a game I barely understood because I loved how it played and I loved how it grinded and I had a lot of just general fun with it. But now I refuse to even grind a proper war, which is 20 million off of 2 weeks, which should be just logging in every single day. So it's unfortunate. It's a fall from grace, if anything. And I've seen a lot of people recently being like, why can't we go to pre-renewal before the shit hit the fan? And I mean, that's definitely wishful thinking in general. Games like this and Smash Rising, they're not going to go back to the old states they were, which is unfortunate. It's always sad. But I still personally can't accept that this is the game they wanted to create. I can't accept that this repetitive, same copy-paste thing over and over is what they wanted from this game. I feel like the developers, I'd hope, wanted to put more effort into this and release more content. And they're just unable to due to the way that their schedule is focused around. Granted, that's assumptions, and that's entirely on me for putting it on them, what I assume that they feel. But in general, that's how it goes. And we are going to pop some tickets here. A discrepancy has occurred. Gotcha. I will refresh it then. We're going to pop all our tickets here. I feel like I don't mind it. Oh, SSR. Can I get a high say? That would be real neat. I would love that. Show me the money. Go. Ghoul. Okay, who are you? Noro. Well, shit. F. Rest in peace. I will not take that. What is our next SSR here? We have Awakening Dark Kaneki. I should take it. He's not bad. Because, like, Awakening units are generally alright, and he has a pretty cool general skill and look to him. I'll take it. Either way, that's going to be our video for today over here on Rebirth. In general, I'm definitely not feeling the game as much as I used to, and, like, I'm going to keep on playing it for myself, because I do feel as if I want to support Tokyo Ghoul. This is the main Tokyo Ghoul game that I play right now, and it just kind of faded to the wayside for right now. So, hoping for a comeback, hoping for the best, hoping it's not Dark War. And that's how it goes. Either way, thank you for watching, take it easy, and we'll see you guys next time on LeaIsChill. We do some more of the Tokyo Ghoul Reinvoke good times. Bye for now, everybody.